Yeah, what's up?
All right, dude. Let's just get it underway then. For Beyond the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 28 with the one and only. I'm a cutie pie, the host with the most, and joining me today. Give yourselves Scar. You can start off.
I'm the normal co-host. My name is Scar. I play with I'm a cutie pie. I've been a host. I've been an interviewer. I run another show. I do the whole shebang, and I'm here to impart with you my infinite wisdom and knowledge.
Perfect. And then joining us, the real special guest. No one gives a shit about Skara. Ladies and gentlemen, the star player of Echo 5. Is that too far? Is that going too far?
It's a little bit too far, I think.
Okay, the one guy that plays on that team, Akaadian. Give him a little introduction.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Akaadian. I play jungle for Echo Fox. Hello.
Perfect. So let's just get into it then, because that's all the introduction needed for my man Akaadian. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys a little bit about a wonderful thing. The wonderful thing being Discord. Live Q&A session happening at the end of the stream. Down below, you're going to want to check out the Discord link. Click that thing, download the program, get it underway. Ask questions, man. You got questions, we got answers. And I want to give a shout out to the Bloody headsets, man. Amazing top quality gear that I can't get enough of. And I'm sure everyone here can't get enough of, so. All right, let's get it underway then with the topics. Enough of the bullshit. You recently got into the LCS this year, Katie, and have been playing extremely well. Extremely well. What do you attribute your success to?
Honestly, I am just not a bitch in LCS.
Whew.
You think that's the biggest problem is most jungler? Yeah, I mean, I can agree with you because I remember when I played in the LCS, it was pretty much everyone was just, all right, let's just try to survive. Let's go late game, and let's just do the one team fight that ends the game. We either win the one team fight or we lose the one team fight, and that's it. So I can understand, but you think everyone else was just a bitch and that's their problem?
No, I think some players are not, and some players are. It really just depends. I don't know. I just think I've just been doing shit, you know, and then sometimes it works, and then it looks cool, and then everyone's like, "Wow, you're so good," you know, like.
Like you don't think jungle right now? Because I remember like jungle, like you used to be able to. It used to be a thinking man's role. Like, you didn't have to go for, like, crazy fucking plays and try to, like, get the tower dives, get the kills, get all that shit. It was like, all right, I'm going to take this guy. I know his route right now. I can predict he's going to be here. I'm going to counter jungle this, go and do that. Like, that kind of stuff. You think it's a lot better to just be aggressive and always trying to set the pace for the game?
I think it's still a thinking man's role. It's just the game has evolved so much, and like time has passed, right? So now you can't just be a thinking man and win. You know, you have to be aggressive and have good mechanics and stuff as well. So I think jungle has the power to set the pace for the game in most games in the current meta. So yeah, I think that's pretty important.
All right, fair enough. Sky, you got a question for my boy Akaadian?
You just think it's because you're a man. Like, you just go in and you get stuff done, and that's why you're so good?
I think the meta favors me really, like, a lot right now, because I've always been, like, any champion I've one-tricked has been a carry champion in the past, and then I'm just very comfortable on carry champions, and because of that, I think I have really good mechanics. And all the champions right now that are being played in jungle, it's not Gragas Rek'Sai, right? Like, I think a meta like Gragas Rek'Sai might favor some other people with not the same strengths I have, but I think that's a big reason. Is just, I mean, you look at like what the top junglers are. It's like Lee Sin, Kha'Zix, like Graves now, you know. So I think that's a huge part of it.
Okay.
So for your success, what would you attribute, like, percentage-wise? Is it 90% you, 10% your team? Like, how would you put it?
No, it's definitely not all me at all.
Come on,
I
man.
it's really not. I'm telling you, like I have actually good laners, Froggen and Looper, and even like Gate and Keith. You know, they're really
And even
intelligent.
dating
Shut the
Keith,
fuck
dude.
up.
That's
Shut
just yeah. And those guys down bottom, those fucking randoms, dude.
No, I'm just saying that because. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that. No, but really, like I actually have really strong, intelligent laners on my team that have taught me a lot about jungle. I mean, like I started playing with them in Korea in like December, and I've learned a lot about jungling just through their perception of how it's supposed to be played, and I think that's allowed me to kind of switch over. Like to be honest, when I played before, I was more of like a farming jungler. Like even in solo queue, my thing was like, oh yeah, I'd be level 18. The enemy jungler is like 13 or some shit. Like that's what I would do, but. I've switched my style of jungling to be a lot more like high pressure, early mid, and that allows, I think, my teammates to succeed. So, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Sky, you got anything else?
Nah, dude, I got it. The reason is to be humble. That's why he's so good. It's because being humble, number one trait.
Amen.
Dude, if I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it would be sick, right? When I first ran LCS, I'm like, I'm gonna shit talk everybody. It's gonna be nice, you know, it's gonna be sweet. But then I realized after I did it, I'm like, regardless of win or lose, it still just doesn't feel good to shit talk anyone or like be super cocky. I think it just doesn't make me feel good. So I just decided, fuck it, you know, I'll just.
Look at this guy. This guy, man, this dude right here, this is an alright man right here, dude. I like that. You're alright in my book, Akaadian. Let's go to the next topic. The AD meta recently switched to Varus and Jhin every game. Do you guys enjoy the current AD meta? So I'd like to hear this from from my perspective playing solo queue. Varus is the stupidest fucking champion probably in the game right now. Just absolutely brainless, no skill. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Like, he doesn't like require anything. He's just shoot a Q from 2 screens away and hope to God that you can dodge it. I hate the meta right now. I think it's garbage, but what do you guys think?
Okay, you can start this off.
All right. So I personally think I like it just because I'm a jungler, and literally, like, the AD carry role is my bitch, you know? I use my AD carry to CC the enemy players so I can kill them, and then I kill the enemy AD carry really easily too, so it's pretty good for me. I like it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, because Jin's basically just he's like a fucking budget Ash. Not even a budget Ash, he's like a better Ash with just his 4 shots just slowing people so you can run them down. I can see how, if you like killing shit, Jin's not that bad. Scar, what do you think of the AD role?
I just think it's weird because the AD role, like, past seasons used to be auto attacking. Like, you'd be the person who could attack move and like get their auto attacks and position better in trading spacing. That used to be the name of the game, bot lane, right? And they just switched to like this thing where you guys are playing mid laners bot. Like, in another world, Jhin could have been a mid laner, and like Varus is a mid laner. And you're playing both the mid lane style bot lane, and you can do that because bot lane devolved into like, CC bots for the jungle carry, which I think, I think it's depressing. I just like killing ADs anyways. I don't care if the AD changes. I just think it just sucks if you're an AD carry player.
I mean, if you think about it though, last year, what were the junglers, right? The junglers were the CC bots for the AD carries to kill everything.
Yeah, they were like
so.
Rek'Sai.
It's like, alright, I'm gonna play Gragas, I'm gonna E-flash some bitches, I'm gonna ult them back, and then that's all, you know, like and then right now AD carry is just like, I'm gonna press R. And then that's my contribution. So.
That's why mid lane is the best role. It's always the carry role. God bless. Except for when Lulu's meta. I don't like that meta.
I don't think AD is like that bad. Like, I think you can still carry from AD, obviously, and I think that it's fine. It's just the champions that are played right now are just so miserable to play, and they're so oppressive too. Like, if you try playing anything else against them, it's just like, why do I even buy? Oh, Jhin just fucking 4th shot me for half my life. Jhin threw his grenade and 4th shot me, and it almost 1-shot me. Like, the champions are just so stupid right now in bot lane. And the thing that I'm worried about the most is that they already said they're going to nerf Varus, and he's like one of the only. Like, if they just nerf Varus and Jhin instead of like buffing the other ADs, it's just going to be I'm gonna fucking hate myself pretty much.
I think there's like a silver lining to all this. It's that Riot Games never lets the game be the same for like a long period of time, right? Like that is going to change at some point in the future. We're just going through like, I don't know. You're just kind of going through the phase of, it's like last season. I hated playing jungle at the end of last season. Like, even though it was OP as fuck.
You didn't
to
like
farm
playing
someone's-
Olaf Hecarim just running down people?
I hated that, dude. I was losing to the worst players that literally they would just
AFK
clear.
farm?
Yeah, they would just AFK farm. I'd do some shit. I'd be playing my Lee Sin, I got 2 kills in the early game, and then this guy's like level 6, I'm level 4. I'm just, I've been out jungled, I guess, like, it was pretty frustrating. But anyway, I think it'll be fine, like AD carry will be pretty good in 4 or 5 months or so.
Yeah, like in 4 or 5 months, I have no, like, there's no way Riot can fuck it up enough where it's just 80 becomes a deserted role. Like, you just stick 2 supports bottom, put like Braum fucking Lulu bottom so they can just CC for the real carries. Like, I know that they're gonna fix it. It's just, the meta right now, this shit sucks.
Dude, I also just think it's even more like, accelerated, like the complaining, because AD carry was already the baby rage role. Like, you just complain about everything all the time.
Dude, come
right?
on, man. Wait.
No, last season was ridiculous when you could Yomu's Lucian and literally 1v5 every game. Like, that was fucking crazy.
Dude,
So,
come on. You can't call ADC the baby. Like, if any role is baby rage, is jungler. And I understand that jungle's baby rage. What have you? Dude, the junglers that I mean in solo queue, they never shut the fuck up. And
junglers, it's the toxic role. You got it wrong, dude.
Yeah, jungle is the toxic role, but that's pretty much the baby rage, dude. Like, I played with Dom. I know what it means to complain every fucking game, dude. Like, Dom's my boy, dude. I know junglers' pains, because when I play jungle, sometimes it's just like, oh shit, every lane's feeding, and now the enemy jungler's invading me. Guess I'm just gonna fucking lose now, so. I can agree. You know what? Let's just agree. Both jungle and ADC is the fucking complainer role.
All right.
I love mid lane.
I'll agree.
Yeah, fuck mid laners. Let's go to the next topic. Oh, nice, dude. Speaking of my boy Dom, recently Dominate released a jungle tier list with Akaadian, Moon, and Dardoch at the top. How accurate is that?
Dude, it's just because we're his friends, to be honest. Like, he just knows everyone.
This
like,
guy is too humble, dude. Come on, that's it. It's just because I'm his friend. That's why he put me up there. You don't think you deserve to be up there?
For me, dude, it's pretty weird. I feel like every week I'm just kind of waiting for me to just be average or like just not do that well, right? But then it just doesn't happen, and I'm just thinking, what's going on? How is this even happening, right? Because my perception of going at LCS was like, I'm gonna get shit on. There's all these hella good players, but then that's not happening, so it's really weird for me.
Wait, so if you don't agree with this...
I think Moon has been playing really well, but I also think FlyQuest, it's like, FlyQuest has been playing decently, but I actually just think everyone's fucking bad right now. Like,
Jesus,
really
what happened
bad.
to No Flame, dude?
No, I'm saying all the teams, like, even including my own team, like, everyone is just not very good in spring at the moment. I think teams will get better as, like, time goes on, like, mesh better and play better.
I could see that, but if you don't agree with Dom's list, what would you change about it? Because he put you first, Moon second, Dardoch third. What would you change about that?
Dardoch wouldn't be third, and Moon would be first, I think.
So Dardoch, so Moon, Dardoch, you.
No, Moon, Akaadian, or Moon, me, and then what's his name? Sven Skaren would be third. Hi, Mo.
You think Sven Skaren?
Dardoch's probably top 5.
All right. So top 5. You don't have a problem with his top 5 contracts? Sven Skaren, Dardoch, Moon, Akaadian.
No, that's definitely top 5 right now.
Okay. I can agree with that one. Scott, you got...
I got a question. So in the recent interview, you talked, you're like giving Moon a lot of props. I know personally you've talked about Moon to me. What makes Moon so good? Like, you say he's the only jungler that's out jungled you so far. Like, what makes him like? What does he have like an X factor? Is he just that good?
I'm just telling you. When I played C9C and I was playing contracts, I was like, "Whoa, this guy's sick." This happened really fast, And then I didn't think that about Moon and Summer, right? And then he gets on FlyQuest, and I'm like, yo, this guy's sick. What happened? So it must be like part of me thinks like, what if I was on that team? Something about maybe playing with higher or some shit just makes you sick at the game, just like ownage jungler.
So would you be willing to join FlyQuest if they asked you and abandon Echo Fox at the drop
Absolutely
of a hat?
not. No.
All right, I can respect a man that sticks with his team, dude.
All right, message me the real answer on Skype after.
No, that's the real answer, dude. Echo Fox owns. I would not leave.
I like that, dude. All right, let's go on. Seraph, in a recent interview, said NA solo queue helped 0% in improving him as a player. Is there any truth to this statement? So I'll start off. Obviously, there's no way it helps him 0% because, like, solo queue is basically just practice your mechanics. It's basically like playing a fucking, it's like playing that stupid practice bullshit they just released, except with other players. I don't think, like, I know when I played as a player, like, obviously solo queue doesn't help you with, like, macro plays because, okay, I'm gonna rotate. Oh shit, my bot lane died in the stupidest way because they're fucking overextended and they're idiots and all this shit, dude. Like, that macro stuff doesn't help, but I think mechanically solo queue is very important for players and it's not something to be underrated, but what do you think?
Oh, it's for me.
Yeah.
I think it's not helpful to Seraph because Seraph's a little rager. So, like, dude, he actually, like, I've talked to many people who have played with him, been close to him, etc. Like, I have many friends that have been on his team, right? He's actually just not good enough at controlling his attitude to not tilt when he plays with bad players in solo queue. So he can't get anything out of practice. So I can see how he thinks he gets 0% out of solo queue, but it's just because he has a bad attitude.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, I just finished playing a fucking game before I came on Beyond the Rift. I was like Skara saw this shit. I was laning versus Double Lift. I was fucking destroyed. I went 10-0 in lane. We fucking just got absolutely humiliated. We got fucking crushed. Top lane was 0-10. He was down 5 levels, down like 100 CS. It's just like the outcome shouldn't matter in those kinds of games. Like, what matters is that you, like, learn, like, okay, well, this is how I should play the lane. This is what I need to do. This is how I should do things to, like, put myself in a winning position. Like, even if you don't win the game, that doesn't mean that you didn't improve unless you're so fucking blinded by fucking idiot top lane just feeding his ass off. How am I supposed to get better when this dumbass makes me lose the game? Fuck you. It's like, yeah, you're never going to improve with that kind of mentality. I don't know what kind of mentality Seraph has. If he's a rager, I can see that it definitely won't help him really see the issues that he's having in game. But, Scar, what do you think?
I think it rewards, like, solo queue right now in North America rewards mechanical players. Like, and like you said, everything is built around, like, oh, it's a practice ground for mechanics.
Because solo queue everywhere rewards mechanical players.
No, that is definitely true, but I think in other regions, like, it's better. Like, I think the overall decision making, especially in Korea, when I played there, when I watched streams that people are playing Korea, like, just in general, the level of, like, jungle intelligence in Korea is way higher. Like, I don't know, you played in Korea, correct? Like, I saw the streams when they're playing, and I'm just like, wow, like, their junglers, like, know what to do, like, they know what side to be on. They know where to pressure, stuff like that. But I just think that a lot of in-game IQ in the region, similar, like, it could be similar to other regions too, because I haven't watched much of, like, Europe solo queue or anywhere else. But at least in comparison to, like, Korean solo queue, it just feels like it rewards mechanical players even more so than that. And so I can understand why it can be really, really frustrating. I still think, like, improving mechanics is, like, a really big thing. Like, you have to practice your champion somewhere, and it's going to be in ranked. But I can kind of understand being a little bit frustrated when it's like, if you're like a player who like prides himself on being like able to win a game like through like good shot calling or something like that, you can't really do that in ranked.
Yeah, I mean, I think also there's a difference in terms of the underlying tone of North American solo queue and Korean solo queue. It's like some of the shit that flies in North American solo queue, some of the stuff that happens. Like, for example, there's some players that one-trick certain champions that I've seen, right? If you locked in this character in a ranked game in Korean solo queue past Diamond 3, you would have people taking Ghost Clairvoyance and reporting you after the game because you're trolling if you pick an off-meta champion or a champion that's bad. Like, that will literally happen in Korea because that's the like, it's just try hard in Korea. And in NA, it's like, whatever, dude. We're just going to play some League of Legends, have a good time, you know? Even in ranked, that's how it is. That's how I see it, you know? It's just a lot less try hard, so it's hard to take it seriously for especially probably Korean imports. Like, I don't know. Looper already told me, like, NA solo queue just troll, you know, like, so he doesn't even take it that seriously just because that's the general feeling, I suppose.
Wait, so
yeah, I think if you take, go for it.
Playing off meta, like someone will just fucking int you basically. Like if you pick something like, I'm gonna play like Lulu middle. No, you're fucking not. I'm inting your ass. Is that really how it goes? That sounds so like fucked up.
I mean, I've seen it happen before. Like, I've seen a lot of shit happen in Korea and it's also just the overall, everyone's so tryhard that if some bad shit happens in like the first 5 minutes, they'll just automatically give up the game, start running it down mid until the next game. You know, they're just trying to go next. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that one, but like picking something off meta, like, hey, I want to play like Vayne bottom. No, I'm gonna eat you now.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant like some weird like Heimerdinger jungle. You know, some guy was trying to play Heimerdinger jungle in one of my games, and this guy literally just trolled him. He just picked. He picked like mid Azir with Ghost Clairvoyance or Ghost Clarity. Which one is it? I don't know. Whatever. One of the blue ones.
Feeder thing, yeah.
Yeah, and he just ran it down mid.
Okay, I can understand
he's like, I'm not playing with this jungler. You know, it's a waste of time for me.
Yeah, I could see if you're like actually like going into the game, like if you lock in fucking Disco Nunu, like I could see everyone. All right, I'm just gonna fucking hit you. Fuck off, kid. So that makes sense then. What were you gonna say, Scar?
No, I'm kidding. You gotta have something similar to what I was gonna say. Like, I just wanted your thoughts. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's so weird though. Like, I don't know. I feel like obviously there's a difference between like NA solo queue and Korean solo queue, but I didn't realize there was so much like. Obviously, people don't fucking try their hardest in NA solo queue. It's like, well, I'm just gonna fucking like I don't know how Korean Challenger is, so you can probably speak about it more than I can, Akaadian, but like is there like stupid one tricks? Like there's like 3 fucking Tryndamere one tricks in Challenger or some shit. It's like how the fuck does this guy get Challenger playing Tryndamere every game? Like that shit just blows my mind.
Dude, the game's just different. I think it's just different because the culture is different, right? The culture of the solo queue in both regions is completely different. So in Korea, everyone, when I watch them play the game, or like when I see them play the game, I feel like everyone's, you know, at their computer, staring intently at the screen, trying to figure out what to do next. They're doing some shit, right? And then everyone in North American solo queue is just sitting there. They get some shit done. They go home. They're like, all right, what's going on? Like they wait 2-3 minutes for anything to happen. Like nothing really happens at all. And it's just laid back. That's all I can say. Korea's try hard and NA's laid back. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I mean, I catch myself doing that sometimes where I'll play a game. It's like, well, alright, this game looks like it's pretty one. Let me just alt-tab real quick. Let me check out what's on Twitter, what's happening on Reddit, nothing new, alright?
You're the part of the problem, Keaton.
I really am part of the problem. Dude, I fucking wish there was enough players to just kick my ass out of Challenger. At least then I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, I gotta start fucking, let me get out fucking Reddit real quick. I gotta fucking get my head in the game, dude, but yeah, right now it's just, I can definitely see, it's definitely a laid back attitude, so definitely.
I mean, I also personally feel like the amount, like how hard people try has fallen off a lot for whatever reason. Ever since they released, just from dynamic queue basically on, I feel like the amount people try or how hard they try has just, it's different. I don't know. From what I remember in solo queue at least. Or maybe I just got better, I can't really tell. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I know what you mean, but I feel like there's just so much less players playing. Like I'll play solo queue now, and it's just like, who the fuck are these people, and why are they so garbage? Like, I don't mean it, no offense to anyone, but it's just like, I'll like play a game, and it's just like, Jesus, dude, what a fucking joke this game was. Like, I don't know if people just like stop playing the game or.
Dude, most of the LCS players are like Platinum 1 or Diamond 5 right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think my highest account is like D1 or some shit, or maybe low tier master, but I don't know. People just don't play as much, especially pros don't play as much.
Yeah,
So.
I just feel like that's probably like the bigger problem is it's just like the quality of games so garbage and like there's just no one playing. There's no competition. There's no one that's like I'm gonna be the best. It's like I'm just fucking.
I mean, dude. Okay, but you also play in the morning, so that's not when you're gonna have any competition whatsoever. I think. Like,
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I play
the morning. The morning is like the famed is the known like. All right, I'm gonna farm my LP now because no good players are playing. Like that's generally what it's been.
Yeah, I mean the morning. I agree. The morning queues are definitely bad. But I play from like 7 to 5, so I play at least. Like I'd imagine, like some people are getting up and they're like, "All right, let me warm up with some solo queue real quick before I like hop into script." I feel like I play against like most players, like. I'll play on my main and I'll get at least like 5 or 10 challenger players in the games and it's still just like, man. Like I love when I get an LCS player in my game because at least it's like, well shit dude, I guess maybe this guy might do something different than like the fucking random solo queue dude, but it usually doesn't work out like that still, so.
Okay. I definitely agree that they're trying less hard, but there was a period of time where like I was trying super hard in every game. It's actually so frustrating to play solo queue if you try hard every game. Like if you have to be a little bit laid back, you can't care about invest that much into every single solo queue game. Because if you do, you'll either be like the most toxic player and get banned, or like you're just gonna be like a huge rager, like 100%. Because people it just feels like overall the skill level isn't that good, and because a lot of people aren't trying, like you said. Like, investing that much. I remember I did it for like every time I try really hard in the games, like I get super frustrated if like it doesn't work out like I think it should work out. Like we throw like a really easy lead or something like that. And so you have to kind of be a little bit laid back because it just feels like, yeah, everyone else isn't trying either.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that one. All right, then let's go on then. Let's move on to the LCS predictions, baby. With our special guest, Akaadian, with the insider knowledge. He's going to make sure we get these predictions nice and right.
You know, I don't have any insider knowledge, Doug. Remember, we don't scrim LCS teams.
Wait, are you still not scrimming LCS teams there?
I can't talk about it. I'm sorry.
That's rough. Man.
I can only meme about it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
and say offhanded comments. That's the only thing I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like teams used to do that back in the day too, where because I remember like some teams wouldn't want to scrim us because we'd play like stupid shit. Like I'd play like Brand, AP bottom, or like Quinn, or just some like god awful picks, and then they just like
don't remind me.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's valid, and that's like I can understand wanting to not scrim a team for that, but it's not like we play weird shit, and it's also not like we're bad, right? It's just fucked up. It's just a fucked up reason, but whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care because we're like third or fourth or some shit, so fuck them, you know.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, dude. All right, let's start it off. Dignitas versus FlyQuest. This is gonna be a close one. I'm not sure who's gonna come out on top. So,
go Akaadian.
You're just a troll, dude.
No,
There's actually no chance.
No chance for FlyQuest? Really?
No chance for Dignitas. Absolutely no chance.
You think 0% chance? Wait, they swapped out X Special for Stunt now, right?
Stuntopolis.
Yeah.
Dude, same shit, like...
Really? Same shit? Wait, you don't think Stuntopolis makes any difference? They're just gonna get destroyed and they're hopeless?
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit. I mean, I was gonna give it to FlyQuest. It's just gonna be a 2-0.
It's gonna be a nasty 2-0. Like, if anything, Dig has gotten worse from the weeks that I saw them play really well. It's not looking like there's much hope.
Do you have anything redeemable that you feel about Dignitas Akaadian?
Maybe they'll just play a 4v5 and then someday we'll play Fiora and then win one game randomly. But that's about it.
No kind words to Chaser, the Korean sensation sweeping the nation.
I've been really disappointed with that guy, actually. I don't know.
Disappointed, dude. Come on, you could have worked disappointed.
Yes, I've been disappointed with a lot of people, actually, this split. Like, they're just a lot worse than I thought they would be.
Jesus. That's just ruthless, man. We'll just go out. FlyQuest, I think we can all agree, FlyQuest 2-0, this shit's gonna be a stomp. Envy versus P1. This is another star-studded battle that's gonna be happening here, so. Who are we thinking here? I'm thinking that it might go to P1. There's a chance that P1 might win.
I'm thinking Envy has no chance. Well, actually, P1 has Meteos now, so maybe Meteos just hard ends his games. Even if he hard ends his games, I don't think they'll lose. Like,
do you think switching out of Nori for Meteos matters at all?
I think Meteos. I think Meteos is better than Nori, or at least he was better than Nori. But I have not seen him on this patch, so I don't know.
Okay,
or on current.
So you don't think it makes any difference? They're just gonna smash Envy?
No, I think Envy has a chance to win. Honestly.
Oh really? Wait, what do you see Envy doing to win this?
They have to pick Seraph, his carries, and then Seraph has to do well, and then Lyra. Whenever they win, Lyra and Seraph both do well. So, I mean, Apollo played okay in the games they won. Who else is on their team? Ninja and Hakuho. I don't know. I mean, Hakuho is pretty clean for support. I think most of the time I watch him play, I'm like, it's pretty good. So I think, personally, I think Envy could win. But it just depends. Like, does P1 like instantly mesh with Meteos? Is just easy to play with him immediately? Like, I have no clue how he's going to look. So that's the big wild card for me.
For me, I've seen Lyra go off like in like a lot of his games, like 30-40% of his games, he wins early game. It's actually pretty good. Like he's like
Lyra looks good.
Yeah, but then the way they close, they don't. Like the only way they close is like or it's like Seraph TP flanks on one of his carry champions sets up the team fight. And then that's it. Everything else, they have no idea what they're doing, is typically what I see. Like, usually the AD has to, in the mid game, if your mid game sucks, a lot of it's because you can't find AD initiations with your team. I don't think they really do that well. And I just don't know how they win. I don't, like, they have an idea how to win, but they don't know how to win. I don't know if that explains it well. And so, like, I mean, maybe Meteos doesn't work out well. Maybe it's like a 2-1, but I think P1 wins this.
Yeah, I don't even think, like, if Envy did manage to win, like, early game, I just don't think they'd be able to even, like, close it out, and I just think it's going to be 2-1.
I think this series is not as written off as FlyQuest versus Dig should be. I think Envy has a chance to win, that's all.
Alright, fair enough. You'd give it, like, 90-10, or...
I give it 80-20.
80-20?
I give FlyQuest Dig like 98-2, to be honest, but I think it's more like 82.
Holy sh!
Alright, wow. Alright. I can respect that. What would you say though? Like, I think it's gonna be 2-0 P1.
I'll say 2-1. P1.
Alright, Sky?
I'll say 2-0.
Alright, fair enough. Let's go on. Dig? Wait a minute. CLG versus IMT. So this one's interesting. I'm not, like, I know IMT's on an upswing. CLG's, I've been hoping for them to start looking better, but
I think if CLG has a good day, they win but the Morals did pretty well last week. They 2-0'd. So it's kind of weird because I always have hope for CLG, but they've been really. It's like when you're most disappointed with CLG is when they look to play better. I think that if I just saw these teams play out, I would give the edge to CLG at probably 60-40, and then probably higher if CLG's having a good day. But it's hard to say. I would probably say CLG wins.
Didn't CLG win a game last week or win a set? They won a set or two, right?
They won one set. It was not clean. It was like 2-1 versus P1, I think. They played against. They had a
Oh yeah, they
strong,
did beat P1, right?
yeah. They had like a decent strength of schedule last week. I think it was like FlyQuest P1. So going one was pretty good, and then Mortals had what Dig plus someone else like that was low, like Dig Envy or something like that. So them going 2-0 doesn't really matter, but even when COG wins, I'm just like, that wasn't a nice win. I still give it to them over Immortals, but it's pretty close.
You give it to them over Immortals, really?
Yes.
I mean, I love CLG, but I guess both of these teams, it's just such a toss-up. It just feels like it's rolling the dice with, like, if these teams decide that they want to, like, play well and not just int, basically, like, I love Pobelter. He's my fucking boy, but his games recently have just, I mean, I love him, but God, man, like, he's not looking like the Pobelter I knew, so, yeah, I'm leaning towards CLG. I want to say that IMT can win this, but I've just not been sold on this roster at all. What do you think, Akaadian?
I'll say CLG just because I hope CLG wins, so that the next day we can face a demoralized Immortals and then we can shit on them.
Wait, do you need them to be demoralized to shit on them though?
Not at all, no. But it'd be easier.
All right, fair enough. I mean, what do you think of this match? What do you think of these two teams, CLG and Immortals?
I think Immortals is pretty simple as a team. It's like if Dardoch goes boom, then team is dead. And if Dardoch does well, they have a chance to win. I think that's how I see Immortals right now. Everyone else on the team is like not really a playmaker. I guess Flame sort of is, but I really think if Dardoch does poorly, they can't win. So I don't know. That's just how it's looked, you know. You can only take so much from not being inside a team and just watching, but that's been my perception. Whereas CLG kind of looks like they got the teamwork. If like somebody can go 1-10 on that team, they can still pull out the win in the late game and play together and win, you know. So I'd say they have a bit of an edge.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that CLG has like synergistically more of an edge. So I want to give it to them because, yeah, from what I've seen from Immortals, I mean they went 2-0 last week or whatever, but yeah, I don't think that.
I mean, I agree with Akaadian completely. I think Dardoch just has to go off in the win. When I talked to Mark about Dardoch, it's like he's the type of guy who like go off in most of his games, and he'll make like 2 good decisions for like every 1 bad decision. So he like pops off, but like sometimes like he'll go like way too overextended, stuff like that. And it's hard for me to even blame him because like without him doing stuff, I don't know what his team does, like actually. So here's hoping for CLG win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I want to say it'll probably be close, like 2-1 CLG. That's gonna be my guess. Skara?
2-1 CLG.
Akaadian?
2-0 CLG.
2-0. Oof. All right, fair enough. Team Liquid versus Dignitas. So this one's interesting, man. Let me just say, I used to look up to Piglet. I was like, Piglet, man, you are the greatest, and I want to be just like you when I grow up. But watching him play recently is just, I don't know, man. It's like seeing your hero become like a drug addict or like homeless or some shit. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that team, but.
Wait. So I have my own personal opinion on TL Akaadian. What do you think about this matchup? I want to know.
Fuck, it's hard actually. It really can go either way, I think. But I'd say I give Liquid the edge, just because they seem to have stronger individual players. IMO.
Yeah, like this doesn't feel like a game where it's gonna be one off of like, oh, great playmaking, great communication, nice. It's just who smashes the other person the hardest. Like just individual talent's gonna come out on top, and I just that really is just like rolling the dice. Like, there's no, this guy's gonna win definitely because it's just, well, he played well today. All right, he won. So I don't know. Scar, what do you think?
I've been really unimpressed with Dig recently, and TL, I've also been super unimpressed with, but.
I think TL definitely looks better, though. They seem to have like at least a clear way that they will win if they do win. So
yeah, I think Rainover recently started playing really, really well. Like he had those Graves.
All right, he picked Graves.
Oh, this guy trying to just like throw his achievements into the trash can.
Hit me with it, Akaadian. What really happened?
He picked Graves, and the enemy team didn't expect the damage that it can do, so he popped off.
That's it. Not he played well. Not he rotated.
Rainover always paths well in early game. That's like his thing, you know. There's a lot you can learn actually from watching his first 10 minutes if you just watch every game he plays in LCS because he's really smart. But I think they played well as a team when they played. Like they did shit together, and then Graves just did some damage. But I think other people set him up for that.
I think Piglet's been playing okay recently. In mid-game, it used to be like, again, a lot of the teams have struggled to find the skill shot initiations, but he was like old flashing in with Varus. He was getting picks with Ashe. I agree with you. They have like a good way. They understand what they want to do. Sometimes the execution's really god awful, but and Laurel like has been playing pretty bad, honestly, in a lot of his recent games. But I will give it to them because I think that they have, like, I'm just not convinced by Dig. Unless somebody's on Fiora. If somebody's on Fiora, if they can stall the 40 minutes, he can 1v9. But I feel like that's like not a great win condition. You don't want that kind of win condition for a team.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Team Liquid here too. Because, I mean, I said this at the start of the season when we were talking about, like, the teams and what we thought of them. Like, you need to be able to communicate effectively. I don't know how the Koreans are working on that team, but I just can't imagine that the communication's there to really allow them to do what they need to do to rotate around the map, make the plays that need to happen, and just win games. That team just looks like a mess. And
like, if Dig is going to win this series, it's going to be because what you call it, Chaser pops off and helps someday because. Even when I watch like Piglet play, he like greets so hard on waves. Like he'll push up the tower with no vision, all kinds of stuff, and he'll just die to jungle ganks. Like even after Rainover sets him up to win the lane. And so I don't think Dig's bot lane is very good. They got smacked by Hakuo, Apollo in lane last time. But TL bot lane just like, I don't know, they just overextend all the time and die. And so if they're going to win, this is probably going to be through that. Like the jungle just goes off. Yeah, probably not Piglet or Lorlo.
I think Dispatch too. Early pathing matters more than it used to. Like there's not as much random shit that can happen, and early pathing is really important. So I'd definitely say that Liquid has an edge in that match, or in this match at least.
All right, so I'm giving it 2-0 Liquid. Scar?
2-1. I don't think it. I think there's a chance, but yeah, Liquid should win.
Yeah, 2-1 Liquid.
All right, fair enough. Move on. C9 versus TSM. All right, now we got a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I still think C9 is gonna win this, but I mean, TSM's been looking better, so. Scar, what do you think?
They were looking better up until the last series. The last series was just pretty bad. And some of it was just maybe a little bit unfortunate. Like they had a skirmish mid lane that went really badly for them. But like C9 didn't showed a couple holes against FlyQuest, like especially like the jungle matchup and the jungle synergy with the solo laners seems a little bit off. But I don't know how many teams can exploit that. Like you need a really strong mid jungle core. Like, I think FlyQuest can do it, right? I think Echo Fox can do it. Sven and Bjerg can probably do it too, but I don't know what's really happening with that team right now. They seem more inconsistent than I would expect. Like, similar to CLG way more inconsistent. But TSM just, It's weird. I don't like their current roster or like their current strength at the moment. So like I would just say C9 wins this.
All right. I mean, is it really that weird though? Without like, I mean, they
No, it's not weird without like one of their shot callers, but it just looks ugly. Like I just thought that. I thought that they would be able to make more proactive plays, especially with like Sven and Bjergsen leading. But they really struggled to be able to do more than like they can maybe do it one game in the series, but they don't do it consistently enough. And so maybe they need a double lift to be able to have a third person to work off of, and it seems like they did.
All right, fair enough. Akaadian, what do you think of this matchup?
It really C9 seems to play. I think that C9, the one thing C9 does very well is they just team fight better than any other team. They're just better at straight up 5v5ing the enemy. So even like 4v5ing, I don't know, like I remember when we played them, we literally got 4v5'd like 2 or 3 times just because their players play team fights well mechanically. That being said, I think TSM has probably equal strength in terms of 5v5. It can be equal strength. It just depends on how the early and mid game go. And I mean, you're correct. TSM looked like they had really, they looked good when they played Ivern. They looked like they're going to pick some Azir, they're going to pick some late game carries. They play the ball comp and they run around together and kill people. But the thing is, like, I'm just not sure if they can play other stuff than that, or if they like practice a lot of other stuff than that. Because last year, if you think about what was played, it was like they were playing a bunch of double tank, Gragas, Rek'Sai, and that's very simple to fight with. So I'm not really sure. Fuck, I feel like this entire thing just depends on how mid lane goes. Like, in most of the top teams' matchups, it just depends on how mid lane goes. Who has the advantage, who can make the productive plays. Just who's winning lane.
You think the jungle doesn't matter in the mid lane discussion?
Jungle is mid lane in the current meta. You gotta understand, jungling is also playing middle. Like, you gotta jungle and your jungler's in mid, and I think all the best teams have the jungler mid often, you know? Like, you're around. That's just how it is. So
yeah, I mean, Contracts is always sitting there. If Sven's got on Ivern, I think he camps mid like disgustingly hard on Ivern.
So you think for TSM to like TSM's gonna need to just do like a ball comp, pick Ivern, and just fucking group up and siege him down if they want a chance at this shit?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it matters more about what happens mid. And in terms of actual 1v1, even when they had double lift, it looked like Jensen was better than Bjergsen last summer when they played a lot. When they played there was like a best of 5 series or some shit, and Jensen still looked like he was better 1v1ing. And maybe without a stronger team, I'd see that more. I'm not really sure. Like, I can really see this going either way because I wasn't very impressed. Like, C9 looked really dominant the first couple of weeks, but not last week, not so much. It looked like they were slipping up a lot, and maybe that's just because they were playing with some new stuff, some Ray as well. They were playing with Ray. I think I'd probably, in terms of predictions, I'd probably say 2-1 C9. I think that's pretty safe. Maybe 2-0. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're saying that it's like mid and jungle, that's gonna be. I feel like I'd rather have Jensen Contracts over Bjergsen Skaren. Is that crazy thing to?
I actually think Sven and Bjerg are better together as a shell, but I still think C9 is gonna win. Like, I don't think they're that much better to where it super matters. I think Jensen, as people have always told me that Jensen's been the best laner in mid lane. The thing that makes Bjerg good is like he's like a full package player where he's very kind of like methodical and calculative in how he does. Like it used to be that like he can roam out of lane really well with Sven. Now that he's not doing that so much, I feel like with Contracts coming mid and everyone else coming mid, like Jensen thrives in situations where like all of his team's pressure is mid lane, and that's why I think C9 will win too. It'll be like 2-1.
Yeah, I think Sven and Bjerg are smarter than Jensen and Contracts, but Jensen and Contracts are considerably better at fighting people. Like, just actual mechanics. They're just much better at fighting. That's how it seems to me.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I have to give it 2-1. So we all agree 2-1 C9.
Yep, but it'll be. I can see it being super close.
All right, fair enough. Envy versus Echo Fox. Yeah, this is the matchup
Envy
that we've been
2-0.
waiting for. Yeah, I can see Envy definitely 2-0ing them.
Agreed.
I think so. So let me start off. Envy, they've got everything that you could need in a team. They've got a better bottom lane, a better jungler, better mid lane, and a better top laner. Without a doubt, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then,
I agree.
in this situation, I'm just. It could definitely be maybe 2-1. I could see it being close, but
It's not gonna be close, dude. It's just MV2 for sure.
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I'm not really seeing this one being that close. Like, Apollo Hakuho, Keith and Gate. I'm feeling, yeah, this is gonna be a game where it just comes down to jungle middle. I'd rather have Froggen and Akaadian than Lyra Ninja, and I think that it's just gonna be a blowout from there. But I mean,
It's really awkward to be doing the prediction from my own team. You know,
Yeah, okay. So you don't need to talk about like specific stuff, but like, is there anything that on Envy that you're just like, they can win that this way? Like, are you guys worried at all about like anything that they can pull out, or are you just kind of just like are you worried about like Seraph has a lot of weird picks, right? He used to be like a Kennen. He does like a bunch of random. He's picked, I think, the most diverse top lane pool of anyone in LCS right now.
yeah,
So-
but we have Looper, so like, who really cares about Seraph? We have Looper.
yeah, but what if? Okay, so let's play a little. So what if Looper picks Singe, and then Seraph picks his AD Kennen,
It's just BG, dude. There's just nothing you can do.
and then it's 2-0 Envy. So like, I think that's just it. I don't see Envy winning this shit. It's gonna be 2-0.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-0.
Yeah.
If you guys don't 2-0 them, I would be.
All right, you guys are forgetting a very important factor in this matchup.
Oh shit, Keith!
No. It's not an even week.
Oh shit!
So-
You're right.
You may want to rethink your predictions. That's all I'm saying. You know,
Okay, I'm gonna go.
It's in the script.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Echo Fox. I think you guys are gonna have a close battle where it's gonna go all the way, and you guys are just gonna manage to like somehow just like backdoor, just cheese your way into winning the final game. So I'll give it to you, but I don't think that you're gonna really, you know. Scar, what do you think?
If you guys don't 2-0 this, I'm moving you down the power rankings so far, like just all the way to the bottom. Like I have a lot of faith in you guys to be able to sweep this series.
In
right.
Akaadian, what do you think? 2-1, humble guy.
2-0 Echo Fox.
Fair enough. FlyQuest versus TSM. What do we?
Oh, I actually always wanted to watch this matchup. This is the first time they've played the split, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this will be interesting. I mean, after the C9 FlyQuest, like whatever the hell people were calling it, man, like I used to not be a believer of FlyQuest, but they're a lot better than I fucking thought they were. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure if I just really think that it's just a clown fiesta NA right now, and all the teams are just like fiestaing out, and FlyQuest is just god. Like Akaadian, you probably know better. Like, is FlyQuest really like the real fucking deal? Are they that good?
I think I think a lot of the game comes down to whether or not you can show up when you actually need to play, and not just scrims. Because I think a lot of players are strong in scrims and weak on stage, or just don't play the same at all. And I think High specifically, but just High specifically, I think steps up a lot on stage. He has great shot calling, knows like when to play the game slowly, and also there's this perception, right? When he got replaced by Jensen, it was like, oh, he has bad mechanics, right? It was actually, maybe he was slumping at the time, but he really doesn't have bad mechanics. Like, he's not bad at mid lane. You know, he's not a terrible laner. And I think he just knows how to win the game very easily. So he can just shot call and they can win. So they look pretty good right now because a lot of other teams, I mean, even us, right? We struggle with the basic shit. Like we have an 8,000 gold lead, and then we're just like, all right, what do we do now, guys? I have no idea. I'm playing League of Legends, but where am I really? You know, that's how it looks when I'm watching a lot of the teams right now. So, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Scout, what do you think?
If in a world where mid jungle is very important, I think Balls has done a good job of kind of like holding his own against like almost all the top laners. I had questions on the Impact matchup, but he honestly did well. Even with Mooncamp for him, but I mean, even in the series where he didn't, or the games where he didn't, like Balls played pretty well, and bot lane just randoms their champions, and it's fine because they get out of lane and they have like MF AD or Ezreal, and they're just able to team fight with it. I think Moon is popping off almost every game, and Hai and Moon work together extremely well. I think of all the mid jungles in the league, they're the ones that know how to win the game.
Second to Frog and Akaadian.
Actually,
oh, here we go.
I think early game wise, they're very comparable. Actually, like Froggen's done a lot. I already kind of thought Akaadian you'd be really good early because that's like what a lot of like I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who come from like non LCS like the challenger scene into the LCS would have like good early games, but like mid game, late game, like it's a hard part to do. So I expected that, but I think Froggen's been playing really well as well.
Yeah,
and you guys have worked together like really well as well. So I think you guys probably be like top 3, or even maybe number 2.
It's a pretty interesting duo because Froggen's like the brains of the duo, right? I'm like,
you're the brawn, you're the muscle.
Yeah, I just kill people, and then he tells me like where to go and shit. Like that's generally, or that's kind of how it goes. But I think, yeah, I'd say Moon and Hai are definitely smart. They definitely know how to move around in mid to give their teams advantages. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they look good.
Is that interesting though? Don't you think that's how it should be? That your mid laner tells you like, "Hey, I'm free to roam. Come over, kill this guy with me." Or
I think it's give and take because the jungler can also do that, and the mid laner should just be setting up like the situations as the game progresses. Because the jungler is like watching everything. Mid laner should be like, "Okay, I have pressure on the lane. We can do stuff," and the jungler just like says something else and works with it, right?
All right, fair enough. No, I just always thought that it's like up to the mid laner to really dictate the pace of the game. Like the jungler can always be like pulled.
It's definitely like that. It's definitely I'm just doing a camp, right? I'm minding my own business, and then he's just like, all right, you need to be mid in 20 seconds, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on the way, dude. Here I come, you know.
Delivery service, I can respect that.
Yeah.
But so for FlyQuest versus TSM, then who are we liking here?
FlyQuest. I didn't like how TSM played the last series. I think of the top 4 teams, they still have the most problems shot calling mid-late game. I think FlyQuest, that's like FlyQuest's strength. And so even if they fall a little bit behind, I don't even know. I think that it's hard for TSM to close out the game at the moment. Yeah. Give them like a couple of weeks. I think they'll be really strong going to the playoffs as usual. But right now, FlyQuest, in my opinion, for sure.
What do you think?
Maybe even 2-0. Yep.
2-0? Wow. Okay.
I mean, it'd be close. Like that's what I think, but I say 2-0.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I want to say 2-1. I don't know, man. FlyQuest is just—they're just so. It's such a weird team. Like, I don't want to think that they might be the best team in LCS, but honestly, they like even though they lost to C9, they're like really fucking good. So I'm not. I'll go with 2-1. I'm not really sure how I still feel about FlyQuest. I think they're good, but I'm not sure how good I think they are. But I think they're really good. What do you think, Akaadian?
I think TSM will 2-1.
You think TSM will 2-1?
Yeah.
All right.
I think probably just knowing TSM as an org, they kind of shit the bed this weekend, and I'm sure that Reginald's on their ass trying to get them to, have a game plan, figure out what the fuck they're doing, because that's what they do every time, right? So I think they should, if you're going to go off past experiences, they should look better this week than last week after something like that happens. So I think TSM can 2-1. I think they have better players in every role except AD. And Moon's better than Svenskeren right now. But I think that
you'd rather have Altec than Wild Turtle?
Yeah.
But damn. I put them like equal. They're like just about the fucking same to me, but alright, I can respect that. So you go 2-1 TSM?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see because I don't know how the fuck I feel about FlyQuest still. They got me feeling some type of way. IMT versus Echo Fox. IMT just they've just disappointed me. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
really seeing it, but Sky, you can go.
I don't even want to talk about this series as much. Akaadian, talk to me about Looper. Like, you talk a lot, like, I've heard a lot about, like, other players in your team. Like, you've defended Keith, you talked well about Gate, you talked well about Froggen, like, you talk about how he's, like, the brain. But you don't really talk too much about Looper. And, like, honestly, like, how good is he? Like, what do you think about him? Like, is it time to toot your horn about your teammate? I want to know the details. Because he's going to be matchup against Flame this series, right?
He's literally everything I have ever wanted in a top laner. That's what he is.
Whew.
Like, can play tanks really well, never loses lane, roams well, team fights well, communicates well, TPs well, can play carries, smashes his lane when he asks us to play a carry. Like, if you see us pick a carry in Champion Select, it's like, oh shit, top's gonna be fucking boom for the enemy team. You know, that's how it feels for me. Like, every time we pick a carry, enemy top's fucked. I just play around him, it's easy. So I think that's, yeah. He hasn't been getting too much, like, recognition, but he's actually so good. Like, people are all talking about Impact and all this stuff. Like, Impact's so good, you know, but I think Looper's been flying under the radar a lot.
How would you rate him amongst, like, everyone? Like, where would you put him? Like, top 5, top 3?
Top 3.
All right, fair enough. Who would you put? Impact?
Impact, Hanser, and Looper, top 3.
Okay, I could respect that. So
in no particular order.
And that's all I need to know about this series. Only way Immortals wins is if he pops off. If he pops off on you, Akaadian, you suck. So I think Echo Fox wins the series. I think the only way they win it is if Dardoch pops off. Like
yeah.
And
I agree.
If that does happen, then
it's my bad, guys. Like,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing IMT they just look like a very one-dimensional team, and I don't really like it. So
my only question is, how do you feel about coming back from deficits? Echo Fox, how good are they at doing that? Because there's a good chance in one of the games during the series, Dardoch is going to, like, get an early game advantage. Like, how do you guys feel about coming back? Do you think that's, like, a strength of Echo Fox right now?
I mean, statistically, that's unlikely, right?
I'm hoping you've gotten better at it, though. You can fill me in. This is insider information, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the first time we played was week 1, right? And we had some real Clown Fiesta games. Like, both teams looked straight garbage. It was awful. Even when we won, even when they won, it was so bad. Like, I think we've just gotten a lot better at playing together and pressuring the map in LCS, and specifically, playing around vision and stuff we're much better at, and rotating through vision, etc. In terms of playing from behind, I think we've had a lot of practice, actually. Like, you wouldn't think that maybe, but we had some practice playing from behind in scrims, so I think we're not so bad at it. I think we're pretty good. Like, we can come back as long as it's not like 10,000 in 10 minutes or some shit. Like, I don't think that's possible, but maybe 18 minutes you could be 10k behind.
Oh,
probably not to be sorry.
Wow. Okay. You sound pretty confident. I'll give you this series. I think it's going to be a 2-0 for Echo Fox.
I agree with that one. Do you think it's gonna be 2-1?
I think can be 2-1. Actually, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to just say, yeah, I know that we play better, but I'm waiting for us to have a consistent 2 weeks where we play well in LCS both weeks before I'm very confident with our team, because it's been so night and day with how we play every week. Like, first week, awful. Second week, much better. Third
Hey,
week,
you look
awful.
pretty good
Fourth
first
week,
though.
fourth week, actually good. Dude. Yeah, but I'm not trying to look good and lose the game, you know? Like, I want to win. That's all I care about. Like, I don't actually care if I go 0-10 and we lose, or if I go 0-10 and we win the game, then I don't care. I'd rather just win. So, I don't know. I'm just waiting, I guess. I'm not too sure. We'll see.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, P1 versus C9. So P1's using Meteos versus C9. So you think with Meteos, with his insider knowledge, might be able to, work his way into a victory here?
It might be okay. But I think C9 wins this. Like, the problem with C9 is that they have like great solo laners. Like, I think about Jensen Impact. I'm just like, not only are they like good players, they tend to be very hard players to hit with skill shots. Like, I think they're some of the hardest players to gank in the league, and I don't know. Like, maybe Meteos just abuses bot lane or something, but I don't know. I don't even really know how good Meteos is right now. It's hard for me to say. Like, even if he's back to if he's at his old form, which I thought was pretty good, it might be a toss-up. Maybe they win one game.
Well, if he's back to his old form, you think he's better than Contracts?
You mean Inori? Or I think, actually, maybe, but it matters so much about how he works with Ryu, right?
Yeah.
So even if he is like individually better, it doesn't super matter.
I mean, do you think Ryu you think he'll be able to handle Jensen?
Maybe not in lane. I think the one thing that Ryu has like a weakness for is like his kind of early laning against like really, really top tier mid laners, and Jensen's one of those players who like will pressure him the hardest in the league. But in team fights, I think he's really good, and I think Arrow's a monster. So they can win. They get even to late game, but I don't know if C9's gonna let that happen. I'm actually most interested in Kane. What do you think about this matchup?
I think the matchup doesn't matter in terms of jungling. I think 9 oftentimes just ends the game because they're better laners than the other team. So I think, in my opinion, and this most often I think you see with the mid lane, Jensen just literally ends the game because he has pressure mid and he's up however many CS, doesn't really matter, but they can make a lot of plays off that, right? So I don't see Zig beating Impact at all. I don't see Ryu beating Jensen, and it doesn't seem like it should matter too much about jungling. So I think C9 will just take it easily 2-0. It should be pretty easy. I don't know. I'm not so, like, you gotta also think about it. P1 will have only been playing with Meteos for 1 week, so you have literally no idea how that's gonna turn out. I'm really interested to see, but it's just 1 week of practice to play with a completely, like, Meteos is a very different player than Inori is. Meteos probably will not be playing the same champions, or if he is, he won't be playing the same style. Inori's like an assassin, carry player, carries them in fights, etc. And
hey, he's the Lee Sin genius, Meteos. Come on.
Dude, every time I hear that, I just think of that Pirates of the Caribbean reference where it's like, you are without a doubt the worst Lee Sin I've ever heard of, and then there's the Meteos face. He's like, but you have heard of me.
Yeah, it's fucking classic. No, I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, I think C9 solo laners are definitely better than P1s. And bot lane, like, I think Arrow's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's really good. But is it going to matter? I don't think it's going to get to a point where he's going to matter at all. I think they're just going to get smashed before then. And I don't know how well, I don't know how well Meteos will mesh with them, but in 1 week's time, if that's the key is Meteos, I'll be very surprised, and I'm gonna have to give it to C9. Scar?
You've convinced me. I agree with you. It's going to be 2-0 C9. The X factor is Medios, but I guess when you think about the lane matchups, they're just really one-sided. Like, I already knew the solo lane matchups would be kind of one-sided. But when I think about the bot lane matchup, like, usually Smoothie is actually just so good right now, I think. Smoothie and Sneaky are really, really good. And so, I just think they win across the board. And when you have winning lanes, jungling just becomes a lot easier. That's what every jungler has always told me. It's like, if your lanes are winning, I can just do whatever I want.
Alright. What do you think, Akaadian, for P1 versus C9?
C9 2-0.
Alright, fair enough then. We'll go on to the last matchup, Team Liquid versus CLG.
Wait, we just did... Did we just do that?
No, we did Team Liquid and Dignitas.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, this is another Fiesta one. Don't you worry about that one.
My personal opinion is Team Liquid looks like a shitty version of CLG. Like, Team Liquid is CLG light, where in a lot of their games, like, different parts of the puzzle will fail for both teams. Like, someone's gonna go, like, play really bad, and someone's gonna play really good. And I kind of see the same thing with TL that I see in CLG, but CLG plays better together as a team and knows how to close out the game. So I think CLG wins this easily.
Just easily, just like that. You think Team Liquid has
even if they're playing really bad, stylistically, I think they're very, very similar. Maybe not stylistically actually, but like the way that the games have played out, if that makes sense. And so I think in that situation, yeah, I think CLG should win. But TL has typically been like the CLG slaying team for like most of like a lot of the seasons. They just win in normal seasons. So maybe by saying that, CLG is gonna get 2 out. But I think CLG has it.
Well, we've been talking about mid lane jungle, Golden Glue versus Huhi. Who do you have in that matchup?
Me or Akaadian?
Either one.
I don't want to talk about it, dude.
You don't want to talk about it. Wait, you got to talk about it. This is the star-studded. This is what they're ending on. This is the matchup right here. Golden Glue versus Huhi. Who comes out on top? I feel like this match is literally just rolling the fucking dice.
Dude, actually, it's whoever gets Corki will win mid.
You think it's whoever just gets? It's just that simple. Like if you get Corki, you just fucking auto win. That's
like the only champion that both those players have looked good on. So I'd say if it matters a lot who gets Corki for mid.
Wait, you think Hui didn't look good on his other champs? I thought his...
Oh, his Ori looked good. Sorry. Okay. It matters if Golden Glue gets Corki, it matters.
Okay.
So you think the only way that Team Liquid will be able to win is if Golden Glue can get Corki and maybe like try to pop off or some shit?
No, that's just mid. You guys asked me about mid. I think the game is actually much different. I think Rainover is a lot better than Xmithy right now. And it's pretty hard to predict this one. I don't think it's so cut and dry as CLG is just going to win for sure, you know? I think Liquid can win. And it's really hard actually to predict who would win this matchup. But I'd probably give the edge to Liquid just because Rainover looks like he's playing okay again. He's like playing well, you know?
So your X factor here is if Xmithy plays better?
Yes. If Xmithy plays better, maybe it should be CLG favored, but it really just depends.
Wait. So when I talked about Rainover last week, I was just like, dude, Rainover popped off in this series, and you're just like, he's just playing Graves. He's just a Graves player. Who cares about players who plays Graves? Like, that's what I
play Graves. No, I'm saying he did play Graves, but I'm saying in the next patch, early pathing should matter more, so Rainover should be better.
Okay. Just wanted some clarification.
I mean, for this matchup, I definitely agree. This one's like rolling the fucking dice. I don't know who the hell's gonna come out on top because it's almost guaranteed to just be like just a Fiesta rodeo. Like who the fuck knows? I mean, let me hear your predictions before I make my Sky. What's your prediction? You said 2-0 CLG.
I think they'll win 2-0. But I'm also wearing a CLG shirt right now, and I used to coach your team, so I may be a little bit biased. But I think I don't know. Every time I thought I agree. I don't think Smithy's playing well right now. Like I don't think he's a top 5 jungler at the moment. But anytime I tend to sleep on this team, they tend to surprise me, which doesn't seem like a really good calculative analysis. So I guess the other thing is I think Hui will be able to take over the game. More times than not. And like, especially against Golden Blue, maybe Reignover can handle that. Like maybe he just pops off. So for me, it's like, yeah, I guess in the jungle matchup is going to be like the most important thing. But I still think, I don't know, I have a lot of faith in Hui at the moment. I think he's playing like the best player on CLG. And maybe that speaks volumes about CLG's consistency right now that I can say that statement. But I think that if they're behind, they can come out ahead. And there's no guarantee for me that TL can close out a series. I know they can't, actually. They can't. But COG can, even if a lot of their executions are just terrible. So it's not so much just the matchups, but it's also, I think, the overall general shot calling and teamwork I would put for COG. I think it'll be 2-0.
All right, fair enough. Akaadian, what are you thinking?
I'll say TL 2-1.
TL 2-1. You just like them better. You like the jungle matchup better that much?
Yeah.
Damn.
I have a decent amount of confidence in that. 2-1 TL.
All right, fair enough. This one, God, man, I don't want to have to make a decision because I just can't predict who the fuck would win this shit. Like if I had to bet like money on this shit, I'd just take it, man. Don't even make me fucking bet on this shit. I don't care the outcome. I'm gonna go with. I want to say CLG just because I think that they perform better as a team overall, and obviously that's something that's very important when it just goes down to like just complete fucking fiesta. Who's gonna come out on top is the person that can like work together. So I want to say CLG. I'll give them 2-1, but I have very little confidence in either of the teams, and I'm not really sure about it. So we'll just go on from there. Let's just move on to the final part now, ladies and gentlemen. The best part of it all, the Discord question and answers. Have you ever done a question and answer, Akaadian?
No.
All right, so let me give you a quick little rundown. The people in the chat.
I mean, I know how it works though.
Well, let me get for the people that don't know how it works. You guys are gonna hop in the Discord, the link down below. You're gonna want to click that link, go into the ask questions here, and just ask questions for either of us, man. You can ask questions to anyone here, anything about anything, and we'll answer it. So we'll start off. Tiny C with the hard-hitting question, the topical question. Why do Challenger League players not play League with their girlfriends? Doublelift, Dyrus, and Hamakidipa all don't play with their girlfriends. So there was a thread about girlfriends. I think.
Oh God!
Wait, was it Crumbs? Crumbs said
yeah,
that,
it's Crumbs.
Yeah, he said that girlfriends are the seed of defeat when it comes to LCS players, and you should like never look at a woman if you want a chance at a career in esports, basically.
Whoa!
I'm just summing it up, basically.
I don't know if that's what he said, but sure.
Okay. So what do you think of that, Akaadian?
I can't even find the question. Wait, is it Tud Life? Yeah, Tud Life?
Tanny, see, I can repeat it, though. The question was basically, do you think you're able to have a girlfriend in LCS without failing, basically?
I think it depends a lot on your previous experience with girls. So before you join the LCS, let's say you're just like a complete nerd, you never dated anyone in your life, you have no experience whatsoever, I think girlfriends can be detrimental. But if you have experience and you know what you want, like, for example, if you just know that you need to practice and you're firm on that, and it's like, my job is more important than the girlfriend, right? I think it's fine at that point. But I think what happens, and I think what Crumbs' point was, and what he said was, for the people who go from basically no life, unpopular, like nerd playing League of Legends all day, to being famous, good, LCS pro, respected, successful, etc., then they get a bunch of girls interested in them, and then they get swept away by it and can't like divvy up their time because they're so basically just swept away by the girl. So, and it's not even always the girl's fault. Usually, like the guy would just think about her all the time, want to hang out with her all the time, and not spend any time practicing. So I think that's the general concept of it.
So you're saying it's a man's job to set the you're gonna be with me at this time, and that's final.
No, I mean, I think it's for anyone doing anything like this. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, right? It's if a woman was doing the same exact thing, it would need to be the same exact way where, listen, I have to have this time to practice. I'm sorry, like, I still love you and shit, but I gotta play during this time. I can't talk to you. And you have to be strong-willed enough to just say, I can't hang out as much as like a normal relationship probably would like to, but yeah.
So you're saying you can't be pussy whipped, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. A good answer. My man Big Dick wants to know. This is Akaadian. Tarzan recently tweeted that he was a better Graves than you. What are your thoughts about that? Also, is he as good of a player as he makes himself out to be? His main account got banned again, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Tarzan's pretty good. I respect his knowledge a lot. He's a smart guy. Might have a bit of an attitude issue, but I definitely respect him as a player. I think it's kind of lame that he can't. I'd like to see him play competitive because I'm interested to see how he would do, but unfortunately he can't. In terms of the Graves, if I'm going to give you my honest opinion, I don't think there's anyone on the server that's better at Graves than me right now, just from what I've seen.
Jesus.
But maybe I haven't paid attention to his Graves much. I haven't watched it. He's absolutely better at playing it in solo queue than me, I'd say, just because I haven't really been playing that much. So that much is true. He's probably better at solo queue than me. But if I was to practice a lot, maybe I could get better. I don't know.
All right, fair enough. My man Brotato Muffin with the follow-up question from the first one. Akaadian, how many e-girls slide into your DMs on Twitter?
Oh.
Am I really supposed to answer this shit, dude?
I mean, you can say whatever statement you want, dude. You don't have to answer it. You can just say no comment. I plead the fifth. Please talk to my lawyer.
No, it's okay. Quite a few, but I'm not interested, so it's fine.
That's my man there. My man Alkaline C wants to know, Akaadian, why did Graves come out of nowhere suddenly? He's not an assassin jungler.
He was definitely under the radar. Like, he was flying under the radar as a jungler. I mean, even I played him, like, week 1. I literally played him and went 12-1 in LCS. So, I mean, he wasn't bad, but other stuff got nerfed, and then he became better as other things gets nerfed, right? Because he also took a quick draw buff. They buffed his E to, like, basically the stacks refresh, not only when you're hitting champions, it's also minions now. So you can you're basically back to not the same amount of tankiness, but like relatively maybe 60% back to how he used to be in terms of tankiness. Just Soda's removed, obviously. And then also the lethality buff helped him a lot. Lethality is just strong on champions in general, and he uses lethality well. So, yeah.
All right, fair enough. This one's for all of us. Firkin wants to know, do you think we'll see more usage of Warwick in the LCS as a top lane or jungle? Well, I'll just say, I think his early game has a lot of trouble versus some of the shit that's meta, at least from what I've seen. Like, I know if I play Kazus versus Warwick, I'm just going to fucking two-shot him, basically. I think that he scales pretty decently as a tank. He gets, like, disgustingly fucking tanky. Like, that champion's stupidly tanky. But I think against better player, his ulti's way too fucking easy to dodge. And if you dodge that shit, he slides so fucking far off from it that you're just so out of position, you can just die so easily. So I think maybe he might see it if, like, lethality gets nerfed. I think he might even see play before lethality gets nerfed, but I don't think that he's better than what's being played in the jungle right now, especially, like, early game wise. But what do you guys think?
Well, I'm kind of an expert on Warwick top right now because me and Hashinshin are the two players who spam Warwick the most in Challenger at the moment. I I think he's really good in the tanks. Like other melee champs, Warwick top right now just destroys them in lane. But outside the laning, it's kind of a little bit difficult. I think the item build is still being fleshed out, and I think the champion is actually pretty good. Like if the top lane meta, if like someone like let's hope at some point Jace gets nerfed. Please, dear God, nerf that champion. And once
Wait,
he gets
they already nerfed him, I think.
yeah,
Huge
they're gonna nerf.
nerf.
No, that didn't matter. Like
Oh.
I don't think it mattered at all. I think Jace is still like pretty strong. Although, yeah, even as he's like a viable flex pick mid as like a top tier priority into like Corki right now, and I think that just shows like his relative strength is pretty high. But I think Warwick top is actually surprisingly good. I can see it in the LCS, like especially if like top lane tanks come back a little bit. Like when Fowley gets nerfed and more people play tanks top, which they do. But that's just my personal opinion.
Dude, have you watched the LCS? Every game's a tank, almost. Tanks are played, like, every game.
Yeah. And so, unless your name is like Seraph or someday. No, yeah. And so I think Warwick it does pretty well right now. Like, I've played all the tank matchups. I think Warwick matches up against all of them really well.
You think he's that good versus... I think he's not bad versus tanks, but I mean...
I think he can straight up kill the tank. Like I've played the Warwick matchup into every top, like all the Maokai's, all the Lunalis, all of that stuff. He does really well into them. It's just like you just need to make sure that because for your jungle to like kind of watch you a little bit, and so if the jungle just helps you out and be able to track the other jungler for you, make sure he can't like easily get a kill like a roam on you top. For free, I think it's fine. I think the matchups are really good.
Well, what do you think, Akaadian, of him?
I think the design is interesting, and there's some things that are overtuned, but if people, I think with more practice, he might be a good champion, like A tier. Maybe not top tier, but definitely up there in terms of junglers. I think people are just bad at him and bad at hitting the ult. And right now, or at least the games that he played in LCS, it appeared as if it was like almost just using the surprise factor of holy shit, dude, they picked Warwick. Like, what do we do? That's almost how it felt to me. So I think people just need to get better at him. The item build needs to get fleshed out. Maybe he should be a jungler. Maybe he should be a top laner. I'm not really sure. It depends.
You think with lethality nerf though, he couldn't be bumped up to like an S tier jungler? Like, I think he's really good. I think the only thing stopping him right now is, like, the junglers that are played now, like, they're all fucking carries, and they just do so much damage. It doesn't matter if you're a tank, because you're just going to get two-shot anyways.
Actually, Warwick has surprisingly strong 1v1. I think he can 1v1 most junglers right now.
You think early game he'll just beat down, like, Kha'Zix's, or...?
Yeah, should. He has a lot of lifesteal. The lower they get, he has more attack speed. He has the bite that gives him health back. He has damage reduction plus a fear. Like, he's pretty potent early game, actually. I definitely died to Warwick before in early game many times as a jungler.
All right.
Like any jungler, really.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess Warwick, I think he might be... I said he was garbage before, but I take that back because I tried playing him as damage. He's fucking useless as damage. Like, if you just build him full tank, though, that champion's pretty disgusting. So, I definitely could see him coming back. So we'll end it with this question. This is a pretty good question to end it on. My man Ryan wants to know, at Akaadian, how much do you bench?
Oh.
I mean, so I'm not bulking right now. First of all, I gotta preface this. So yeah, I've been cutting for a long time, but 235 is what I max right now.
All right, fair enough.
But maybe it will be more in the future. We'll see.
How?
Oh, okay. My friend also, he texted me saying you just said you were gay on VTR. Just to clarify, right? There have been some e-girls sliding in my DMs. To clarify, I'm not gay. I'm just not into the whole e-girl thing, you know?
But you are into women. You just don't like them when they're online, like.
Well, yeah, like online, and also just for not the right reasons, you know.
All right,
I had to say.
I like a man that sticks to his morals, so that's okay with me. But that's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for Beyond the Rift. I want to give a special thank you to Akaadian for joining us for these hard-hitting questions. So shout outs to him. Akaadian, if the people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
I'm on Twitter, just twitter.com/Akaadian, and I also stream from the same, so Twitch TV Akaadian. That's pretty much it for me.
You have open DMs on Twitter?
No, I actually closed them
Oof.
2 days ago.
Dude, come on, man. Well, sorry, e-girls.
Slide in.
Yeah, no sliding in anymore. Scar,
Dude, it actually wasn't that. I actually got some dick pics, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Oh, you got enough of that? Yeah, I can see how that definitely made me turn off DMs too, so I could understand that one.
Yeah.
Scar, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch and on Twitter. Just Twitch to Twitter/Skara. I'll be streaming right after BTR too, and I stream essentially every day but the weekend.
All right.
And yeah, thank you, Akaadian, for coming on. It ran a little bit long, but really appreciate it.
Yeah, it ran a tad bit longer than usual, but you guys know where to find me. I'm here every day, same time. You know the business, you know how it goes, but I want to give a thank you to you guys for tuning in also. So shout outs to you, dude. We'll catch you next week on Beyond the Rift. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.